Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to Chris Lucci Initiative Live Program, Giving Life a Meaning. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. It is another Friday. I hope we are live. Okay. It is another Friday. It is another beautiful Friday. How is everyone doing? Welcome, 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 welcome. I see you all. How are you all doing? Miss Goodness Sparkley, how are you doing? Welcome to live program. Miss Grace, how are you doing from YouTube? Welcome. Miss Phil, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, Miss Ikolua, I see you. Queen Mother, how are you doing? Welcome to the live program. Miss Ogechi, how are you doing? Welcome to the program. Miss Vivian Chukujeku, that's Queen Mother. How are you doing? Uh, Miss Purity, Mandy, how are you doing? How is Mama doing? Welcome to the program. Miss Evangel, how are you doing? Welcome to the program. We see you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Miss Ogochukwu, how are you doing, ma'am? Welcome to the program, Enugu. Miss Goodness Chukwemeka, how are you doing? Welcome to the program. Miss Osage Blessing, how are you doing, ma'am? Welcome to the program. Miss Roslyn, how are you doing? Welcome to our live program. This is Chris Lucci Initiative live program. We're on the course for service to humanity. We're on the course to give life a meaning. We're on the course to add our own quota. We're on the course to make impact, positive impact. We're on the course to leave that legacy. We are intentional. We are on the course indeed to leave that blueprint. However, one person cannot do it. That's why we use we, right? It's not a call of one person. It is a call for all. And by the grace of God, we have taken every necessary measures. When I said every A to Z necessary professional measures to make it a professional organization, not one man opinionated or one person organization. No, it is it has met the standard, that professional standard. Yes. Okay. So we are accountable to every of our dealings and actions. We thank you all for all you do. We thank you all for being intentional. We thank you all for understanding the course we are running. However, we still need you all for a whole lot. We still need you all for a whole lot. I was going to have my wig, today. But I tell you, my head is aching that I can't even deal with that wig. It's reality. We need you all. We need extended hands. One person cannot do it. One person can choose to do it the way, as a person we are doing it, but coming out and going, taking every professional measures requires everybody, Well, we will move on. I wish indeed I can do it all. I wish indeed I can solve the world problems. I wish indeed I even have more than 10 hands. Not two, not four, not six, but more than 10 hands. I wish I even have more than two eyes because my two eyes cannot read all. My just two eyes cannot read all. It's gonna ache, it's gonna get tired, it's gonna like. And then I wish I have multiple head as well. The passion continues to sustain this movement. The passion continues to sustain this movement. The passion continues to be the drive, the love. But we need everyone. There are many walks in the vineyard. Sometimes you feel like to cry, sometimes you feel like to shout, sometimes you feel like you get emotional because especially when you're seeing some situations that indeed they calling certain attentions and you can't do it all. It gets here. It gets here. And let me get this here. I opened our Facebook here. How do I do this? Okay, let me see. Do I have to do screen sharing? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, can you confirm? I just opened our Facebook. Can you confirm if you can see that so that I can say what I want to say there before we move on? I just opened our Facebook. Was it visible? Because I don't know if I will have to do sharing on it or something. Share. Was it visible? Did any person see the Facebook that I opened? Can someone confirm? Did you see the Facebook? I just opened the Facebook. Did any person see that? Okay, I can't see anything. Okay, I'm gonna open Facebook again. Please, did any person see? Can you see our Facebook? This is our page. Can you see our page? If yes, confirm for me so that I can show what I want to show. Okay, let me do it myself. Let me go to Facebook and see if I can see what's going on.
Goal of giving life a meaning.
I I opened the Facebook, but I don't know if we can see that. I'm trying to confirm it myself. Okay, let me open it again and see. If I can see it. Sorry, I'm trying to show something, but I have to be sure because I can't hear anybody. Sorry, I'm trying to be sure. Okay, so that's fine. Let's not allow that to disrupt the life. I was trying to see if you all could see that, but I can't see the comment that is confirming it. But anyway, so what am I trying to say here? Why are we saying that we need every person? This is a reality. It's a reality. And when all these things keeps happening, you are one person. I don't know how much one person can do. Even if okay, you're not saying it. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. That's fine. I will figure out the sharing maybe next time. The platform I used before, I could do that from there, but this new one I'm searching, but that's fine. So what are we saying? Okay, so I wish we can actually solve that, the world meet up to those expectations. But one person cannot do it, and it's heavy when you see you cannot do it and you see situations and everything. Sometimes you don't know what to do. And sometimes I just go quiet. I go quiet because that's the best, this for me. Most often it's just my own, do you call it? I don't know what to call it. It's my own, whatever it is. Okay. But what am I trying to say? We need people, and we keep seeing people coming, to get, not even introduction, not even to say, hey, this, not even to say, it's not about me. You're not giving me. We are here to achieve one goal, right? And all these things keeps happening. People are coming, I've said this before. I am an inspirational giver. I am an inspirational giver. And I tell us, if I'm not moved, I don't act. If I am moved, I cannot be stopped. I don't get stopped. If I am moved, I don't get stopped. I can't get stopped. And if I am not moved, if I'm not inspired, I don't move. And I still see people doing all of this, getting it, and it's all is bothering me because I don't know, you know. Now you see what we are doing here. You see what we are saying just right here with a devastating mind and all that. What is that? What is that? You know, these are the things I'm saying. These are the things I see on a daily, multiple on a daily basis, on a daily basis. I mean, I don't pay attention to this kind because I see stuff like this as hunters, so I don't pay attention. But I'm telling you all things that touches the heart on a daily basis. And is it just my two the eyes even I'm like God, you know I'm like God. I'm even God or even age before even the aging we even get. I'm like I will even over double, triple, even before this is much. But what am I trying to say? We shared something, our official account. That's not Oluchi's account, it's Chris Lucci's account. Official account. That's what I was trying to show us here. Our official account, over 10,000 people in the community, only 38 people shared it. Even if you don't share anything, like I said, I don't like, it's okay. You have your, I'm a person, you are free. As long as you're a member of this community, as long as you are a passerby, as long as you stop and everything. I always tell people, go with your conscience, so that it will be easy for me and you. It will be easy for every person. If God created us, gave us wisdom, gave us freedom, do the right? Then it's up to us to choose to do the opposite, right? And now, having this, we shared a whole, we launched our official everything that took not less than a B plus or minus 1 year to eventually establish, and we shared it the first time. It was what it was. We repeated it. And this is something that we should even take it, go to our destiny, soliciting, is official. We entitled to that. It's official. Before now, I couldn't do it. Even if others do that or other places, I follow standard. I follow standard because I'm a respecter of law, unless the one maybe I'm not knowledge, like I'm ignorant or something, which maybe if it comes up or this, I will, apologize, I will do this, but intentionally knowing what is professional standard, I follow that. Even in many of the things I do, I follow that. I am a good citizen and I promote that, right? For the well-being and good of all, because the government we are, okay, the government, that government, we can leave it from us. Every government must not come from, we can, start giving our code, doing our codes and all of those. We can start doing our own. Because at the end of the day, it's you and I that made up the government, but everything is opposite from you and I. If you can give me a bribe or something, I turn it down. You give it to B person, B turn it down. You give it to. Do you think it will try? No, no, it will not. But it's because even without giving, we ask for it, and all everywhere is this and this, all telling on us. So seeing certain things, I don't know. And then we share this for us to reach out. I expected, if not for anything, for that particular thing, because knowing the cost and what we're doing, for that to go, but no, and I'm like, wow, and now daily, hourly, minutes, you keep seeing a lot, a lot. How much can I? It's impossible. And the only thing that there is nothing it will do than to be getting on me, than to be pushing me, than to be pressing me, than to be, affecting both my health. A lot of stories, they will say stories that touches the heart. You know. Well, this topic, real you versus borrowed you, is actually supposed to be in brackets identity. What I wanted to talk about is identity. But all these things kept coming and coming and coming for days. This identity, has actually for weeks, but, I keep having, all these distractions and all that, so today I just tried to see if I could just do maybe, meet and greet or maybe chatting and all that, because a lot, I have a lot of, disturbing stuffs, and I was like, but for some reasons, it was still pushing. That identity was still pushing. And I'm like, I'm not just, I'm not just there to handle the topic, but it kept pushing. And like I said, I just have to obey. And we'll see how it goes. Let's sing to our Maker. Let's call upon the power that supersedes all powers. We have come unto the Lord. We have come unto the Father. We have come through the Spirit. We have come to renew strength. We have come unto the Lord. We have come unto the Father. We have come through the Spirit. We have come to renew strength. Anyị abịawo n'iru gị nna m, anyị abịawo n'iru gị nzukọ. Anyị abịawo, anyị abịawo, anyị abịawo ịnara ike. Anyị abịawo n'iru gị nna m, anyị abịawo n'iru gị papa. Anyị abịawo, anyị abịawo, ndị ga-abịawo ịnara ike. Anyị abịawo, ụmụ ga-abịawo, ọrụ aka ga-abịawo, ndị ga-abịawo Chukwu. Anyị abịawo Chukwu ka dibịa, na m abịawo ịnara ike. We have come unto the Lord, we have come unto the Father. We have come through the Spirit, we have come to renew strength. Oluchi abịawo, nwa ga-abịawo, Oluchi abịawo, ọlụaka ga-abịawo. Oluchi abịawo Chukwu ka dibịa, nna m abịawo ịnara ike. Oluchi abịawo, eze m abịawo, Oluchi abịawo, kọmuniti anyị abịawo, dadị anyị bịara eze, nna m abịawo ịnara ike. Abịawo m chi ka dibịa, abịawo m chi na-agwọ ọrịa, abịawo m Chukwu na-aza ekpere, nna m abịawo omenarike ọlụchi bịara n'iru gị Chukwu dadi ma abịara m n'iru gị Chukwu ikpere m dị n'ala Chukwu ka dibịa dadi ma bịawo omenarike dadi ma abịara m n'iru gị Chukwu ezichi ya bịara m n'iru gị Chukwu dadi m abịawo m Chukwu ka dibịa nna m abịawo omenarike olileanya m mgbe olileanya gwụrụ ike m mgbe ike na-adịghị Chukwu ezukwu abịawo m dadi m abịawo m nna m abịawo omenarike ike m dị na gị Chukwu ka dibịa ike m dị na gị mgbe olileanya na-adịghị onye nwe m abịara m dadi m abịara m nna m abịara omenarike ọgwọ ya Chukwu ka dibịa the healer of the sickness Father the great healer dadi m abịara m nna m abịara omenarike onye nwe m abịara m n'iru gị Chukwu onye nwe m abịara m n'iru gị Chukwu dadi m anyị bịara ezukwu m nna m abịara omenarike we cannot do without you. We cannot do without heaven. We cannot do without Father. Oh Lord, we cannot do without you. We cannot do without you. As a community, we cannot do without you. Oh Lord, have your way in our lives. Have your way in our lives. Jesus, have your way, have your way. Oh Lord, have your way in our lives. Have your way in our health. Have your way in our families. Oh Lord. Our help is in the name of the Father who made heaven and earth. We cannot do without you. Our help cometh from thee, the maker of heaven and earth, the helper, the counselor, the healer, the God most high, the Ebenezer, God with us, the only true God. That we call upon you tonight to come and take preeminence. In different families, we call upon you. In all the mothers in various families, we call upon you. In all the fathers, among the fathers, we call upon you. Among the children, we call upon you for healings, Lord, for visitations, for transformations. As individuals, as families, as a community, Lord, we depend only on you, the only dependable Father. Do not be far away from us. When we call you, Lord, may you not be far. Lord, again for tonight, we disappear and call upon you, Lord, to appear. We decrease, Father, and call upon you to increase. That our program tonight, indeed, we go out there, give life a meaning. We'll be pleased, that you will be pleased with our program, that it will go, germinate, bear fruits, and yield souls, families, and individuals that will come, that we encounter it. We pray in the name of God the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Again, this is Chris Lucci Initiative giving life a meaning. It is our live broadcast. There, please, our three channels streaming. We have our Facebook, Chris Lucci Initiative, the YouTube, Chris Lucci Initiative TV, and we have our X, formerly Twitter, is also. Feel free to watch from any place of your comfort. Okay, so the program we have tonight is real you versus the opposite, right? Real us versus the opposite. That is identity, who we are, our identity, who you are, onye kibo, onye Igbo, our identity. It is very vital. Who we are matters. When things are going on, when names are being called and it gets to your turn, and what is found happens to be wrong name, do you think you will be identified? No. These are part of our identities. Language is part of our identity. If we are speaking language and we get to that of your own local dialect and you don't know how to speak it, where do you fall? Are you on the borrowed or do you balance it? We're going to get on that today. Who we are, who you are matters. However, we respect and support other identities, that is, other diversities. We call it respect for diversities, right? However, okay, it doesn't replace, who we are. Who we are is who we are. It's original. We cannot miss that. If you miss who you are, you will be nowhere to be found. Yeah. So our identity, is that fact of being who you are, the true us. Oftentimes we do teachings here free of charge. Many teachings we do here, okay? There are some of them. One, okay, it's let me say, is this packaged? There is this inspiration on the topic. And now, further research, okay, added to what being known. That's the experience already known, already experienced. Now, we still extend, right, to add the values, right, to ensure we are pushing what is credible, or at least close to, at least standard. Let me use the word standard. Yeah, because that's one of the things I'm very careful with. We don't do with bias or emotions. Sometimes even when emotions go, we play around it, we come up to still standard, because if not, people, can be misled. We can, mislead people, and that wouldn't be right for any reason, so we do those extra to ensure what we, dishing out, it's safe. I'm very safe and meets criteria, certain standards. Okay. Now, today we are focusing on the personal, okay, the personal level of identity. Okay. Now, like we said, I'm gonna start with the lower, the cheapest. I don't know how many of us in our different families that our kids, our own kids, bear our name, bear their local name. That's their identity. When you come to the personal, your identity, those things that's internalized, okay, that's revolves around you, including your father, your mother, a teacher that taught you through school. Okay, these are part of your identity. These are part of the things, you were part of the things associated with you, the facts around you. Your real name is part of it. Your food, your local food, it is part of it, because that's people's way of life, things a particular people, including values, okay, a particular group is known for. And it helps with choices we make. It helps with, the standard of life we live. It helps with a lot. But the problem here is that most often we forget who we are. Most often the original we have, we trash it and getting, completely, we now get the borrowed. When you want to buy gold or necklace, you're going for gold, original, right? Now, who you are is the original. You are trashing now the gold and want to go and get a LG. I be what and to go get opposite. This was sometimes will be like who do us, right? We even got to the point as women, as a male, there are certain things that identifies us, our identity. We do a lot of opposite. Go away from who you are. You are completely, because it cannot be someone else. Is unique you. Okay. The only thing we do with our identity is just okay, we try to be better version of it. Be better version of it. Okay, so when we say identity, we are not saying maybe come with the baggage, better version of it. Grow ourselves. When we talk, when we act, we don't just do out of emotions, because we all do. We all have emotions, right? But that ability to balance it is that emotional intelligence, and none of us are born with all these things, right? We grow. We pick up a pen, a book, and read. We go on this, and make research, at least to grab some basics, so that when we talk on issues, especially critical issues, right? We can be, a little logical. Because sometimes when we talk, it will just be like it's so two-sided. It doesn't even come to 25%. It doesn't even come to 30% at least. Sometimes it goes all the way even to 0%. Before we talk, we understand the emotion aspects of human, our emotion aspect, but we should balance things. We should, our reasoning, all those things, we should balance it. And that is why sometimes when people will say, oh, you haven't called me since, oh, maybe you call someone, oh, you haven't called me, you see, excuse me, you have phone, this person has phone. Come on. And the person for any reason feel and maybe pick up to, okay, that's it. But you have phone, this person has phone, and then you are now someone that picked up phone to call. Oh, wow, nice to hear from you. Oh, it's been a while. Maybe I have you. No, you haven't called me. Oh, I don't blame you. You people are now in Lagos. Now leave us the village. Excuse me, villagers, you can go to this and give them number, say, call me. Sometimes this world, the problem is that we we play a lot of emotions in this life, and it's not for the well-being of every person. We have to come up. Okay. And now we are saying again, identity. Who are you? If you say you are this person and the people come to your family or maybe identify with you, are you who you say you are? Is that your identity? We say we are Christians. We confuse people, even people that haven't even been to church. We can't even be differentiated from non-Christians. We say we are Muslims. We can't even be differentiated. We say we are Hindu. We can't, it's hard. It is hard to even tell who is who. Why? Our identity, who we are, should speak. Who we are should reflect. And like I said, no one is born of that. Even if you are born of that, you must be intentional, to now start living it, because it might be somewhere, but you have to activate it. It might be somewhere dormant, right? So we have to activate it. Some of us, our identity, like we said, in our families, we don't speak our local language. Hello. I don't know how many of our parents here, that's our kids, speak our distance. We are not talking of the accent. Leave the accent. We understand, okay? There are many factors that can influence accent. So let's leave accent, okay? But we are talking of that language. As a Yoruba, how many of your kids speaks your your language? Let's start from that identity. And especially the new millennial, the new Gen Z, we are the millennials, right? The Gen Zs. How many of them do that? Now, I'm gonna go again with how many of us and our kids bear our name, our cult, our, what do you call it? Our real identity, like our cultural name. Is it cultural name or what's the name? What's the this thing again? Okay. Our native name. How many of us? It's okay to add any extra you want to add, okay? But what are you bearing? What are you known for? What do you go by before the rest? You might choose maybe because you want to support the Westerner, right? To add theirs. Okay, that's fine. Okay. But that one, which one do you go? Because, like we said, you have to be who you are. Even Westerners sometimes self even get confused with you all of it. Because what? You are this person, you are not, and then you see someone, and then you will start be asking, who are you, and all of those. But when it tells someone your name, it signifies, it tells, it identifies you. And some of us, our kids have lived maybe in another, country and all of those, right? Their name, there must be something that can identify them, because some of them, their accents is already gone, right? So what can identify them? What differentiates them? Because like you will say, is it the original? We can only be like bats. Well, like we are not here, neither here or here. I'm there. Who wants to be there? Okay, so we put it on that. Our names, I won't be able to do a lot because you get as every time. I didn't even know I could, even because I was like, maybe if I try to, it's not coming out, I will postpone this topic. But so still, I may not be able to cover the stuff for it. Okay, so what are we saying again? Your name, what does your child bear? But then it starts from you, right? If I'm bearing my middle name, how will I have the God to now tell my child that that my child has to go with the native name? How? That's number one. So that we can track our own mistakes. We can track, the things we do. We can put tracks on all these things. Most often, these kids don't grow up and, disappear just because sometimes it happens. Many often, their foundation did not support certain things, to help them retain, those the identity, who they are, many others. Yes. Now we come to food. Even in Western world, that of Western world, many people, our home kids don't even eat our native foods. Who like where, how? That's part of the facts around us. When you say egusi soup, or you say maybe abacha, the one they say African salad, that's, taparik or something. When you say all of those, they'll be, what is that? Oh, they will not eat it because it's this, because you think it's not them. You did not introduce that. You deny them of their what? We deny them of their, part of the facts of who they are. And those things when we don't catch it, they're gonna miss it. They're gonna, like, they won't associate with it. They will not associate with it. And then we'll say, oh, they don't like it, they love it. When I see this one gets me. Oh, they just love noodles. Are you for real? What are the contents of noodles? What are the contents? Even back home, the original, many of us have access to a lot of things. We don't identify with our natural, what God blessed us with. We don't identify with those. We are doing noodles, Indomie, right? There is this short banana, green banana, this short one, very medicinal, very, very, very nutritious, has a lot of nutritional values. Even us as young people, that I barely see that. We that are not even there continue to look forward. Like when I came home, I think I shared it here. In the morning, they were like egg to fry. But we say we'll eat a roasted yam with castor, the paste. We call ogili, the castor whatever paste, right? the opaka, all those things. These we are something we use for breakfast with the leaf, the scent leaf, and all of, all of those all those this thing, onion, and everything, raw onion. Yeah, we took advantage of that the moment. But if all those things we are not introduced, do you think they will come and they like it that much? No, now, no, no, you know. Throughout the state there wasn't like any noodles, no, no, because everybody got most inspired, like with the kids, everybody got inspired. I want to, like, the people, their kids, we are speaking English. We was like, no more English here, no more I was like, everybody be coming down, be coming down. Rome wasn't built in a day. We didn't just wake up and say no more English. I said, no, it didn't work. I said, so if you're gonna do that, you're gonna be intentional, you're gonna map, this thing, because they've grown to a certain this, and they started doing it. Push, yeah, they're trying now, because before you even say kedu, they will not understand kedu, and they have to speak something that now speak. One of my kids now have to translate Igbo that was spoken to translate it to English. Anyways, you know, and then we are like, okay, now Umo here without this, okay. And everybody, they felt it, because, but these are what? Ownership, taking ownership of what you have, appreciating what you have, knowing value of what we have, and then valuing what you have. Because sometimes we have this, but we don't know their values. Just like we do training, teachings here, right? People will not come. But let me place what giveaway right now. Let me place here giveaway. Someone teaching us how to fetch. This is not really part of just if it is just NGO. That's why we say we're giving life a meaning, because we encompass, like we a lot by the grace of God. It's not easy. It is not easy. But that word that God gives to you or giving to you, the only way to still make a difference is by giving it out. That's why they say giving back to the society or community. You got to give back. Nothing was given to us to hoard. No, things we are giving to us to, spread hands, including knowledge, Many people may not get to read Bible, right? But the life we live, the talk we talk, the preaching, the things we say, right? We help them to encounter that, Christ-like, and there are a lot of other things. We may be that Bible that some people, read. We don't know. Anyways, back to that of identity. And before you even on Facebook, sometimes personally, on Facebook, if you don't have your real name, people don't have their real name. I'm sorry, but this is my mindset, and it's not just my mindset, it's my mindset, because even on Facebook, even getting on Facebook and doing stuff, I have to take like a basic, like basic Facebook usage and all of those, But now, Mark Zuckerberg is now, is now working on everybody. He's now working on everybody, People are learning the hard way. So what are we talking about? Sometimes some of us will take some names you will even barely, names you have never, names has nothing to do with you, names that, and you will be bearing that name. Nobody will take us serious. It starts even with the media, because remember, there are a lot of people on the media, and the people that matters, this is where it starts. You see your Facebook picture, like that's your this and your this thing. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. Any person, serious person, you see this, it matters a lot. And then your name, your this thing, it matters a lot. And then your profile, what do you call it? Your timeline. Because of some people, some people, everything might be joke, will be dumping and. People are watching, and I will always say, ihe na-eme anyị si anyị n'aka. All we need succeed is within, not far. You know, back to our identity again. What the life we are portraying, the life we are showing, the life we are living, the life we are showcasing, does that fall on the values of who you are? Because part of identity, those part of it is their values, the things they believe in, their do's and don'ts. Part of our identity is that what, before getting married, we go to village and follow, do some traditional rites on that marriage. And now you see people now don't do it, right? And we just hop a marriage. I don't want to go far with that, but well, okay. Now, some people don't even ask questions again. And let me tell us, asking questions before marriage is not maybe because of the no. What I tell people, okay, you don't ask questions so that you say no, okay? But part of the importance of it so that you can be prepared. Because let's say you go to a family, okay, and you are in love with this person and you really want to go with this person and you all did everything went well and all that, right? And maybe unfortunately you got there and they said, some families, they say maybe if they got to this stage, they will, pass away. All of those. Guess what? And you really want to be in this man's life. You now equip you wear the armor of prayers, like you prepare yourself if that's what you want to do. It's not like maybe you identify things and then no, you now prepare, right? You start much like you get prepared, okay? And now maybe you go and they say maybe, this one is this one. So it gives you some kind of insight to prepare. Okay. Oh, what's going on with my this? I don't know. Is it network? Okay. It will help you, right, to prepare for the marriage. It will help you to know the kind of the armor. If it is the armor of prayers, it is the armor of forgiveness. If it is maybe you have to tell, certain things. The same thing with men. Asking doesn't mean you ask, I'm now wrong. No. You ask so that what you will know. Okay, maybe you get to a family, you see, okay, maybe for example, this person, the dad hasn't been there and all of those. You now know, okay, because you're in love with this person and all of those. You know that you are not coming to like shatter this person complete. No. Rather, you are coming to embrace and not to allow more. You understand it so that maybe if there are some reactions or certain things that will happen and do, it's coming somewhere. And as a hobby, what you can do is to find, okay, a supportive help, okay, or something that can support whatever, that may come up and all of those, but not just because where you don't have any clue of anything, anything that comes, next thing is a boom, call it a day. Whatever that surfaces, then the marriage is done, this, or call it a day. No. So, but without knowing the foundation, without getting to understand certain things, without asking questions, without being pre-informed, right? Without having all these things, how would you know? You won't know. You can only get to the middle and get confused. And then at the end of the day, we'll think everybody call it a day is the option because we were not prepared. Because a lot of marriages that go out of this thing, those things are preventable things. But because a lot we are not, put into consideration. When we are marrying, we don't just marry for today. Look. It's a long journey. So take time to do the right things. Okay? So these are what we are talking, the things that are associated with culture. Because when you say, it doesn't matter, and you get on those married, remember, before your culture and all of those make certain decisions, right? Is a long, and these things are being known, okay? and they do the traditional rites, and then you say no, you will not come and do traditional rites, you will end your own marriage in Lagos, or you will end your own marriage in America or in Europe and all of those. Well, okay. Identity. When if you didn't do that, how would you do that with your child? Before you know it, just two generation, just two. The generation is completely nowhere to be found. Is that what they want? And guess what? It's not just you, even those kids. Even now, you will see people going for DNA, like people tracking, tracing to know their identity, to know who they are, to be able to connect. You know, who you are matters. It helps with a lot. It helps with a lot. Even when you're growing up, you're already equipped with who you are. In decision makings, you got to put that into consideration while making some decisions. One of the things our granddad, said, and then my father, continued singing it and singing it. And now we are still telling it as the story as well. They said this, what do you call it? Is it hot money? I don't want to call it there because, of all these violations. What do you call it? Is it like is money ritual? But I don't know, but you get what I mean. Okay. They said it's not in your lineage. Okay. And they said again, the robbery, all these like criminals, said is not in your lineage. And if any person does it, the person will like, okay, end up at that young age. You see that? And then they say that of the money, whatever, even if others are doing it, if you do it, it will not work. And then for you even going there, something is gonna come up. You won't even, so from day one, things you are not associated with. Call it money, rich. No, 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 no. You come to those criminals and no, 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 no. You stay away, you stay clear, and you still encourage those, your own lineage. And one thing we are promised there is just work hard, do all of this. You will be blessed because they, certain things, they will tell you there is nothing any person can do to a person of a clean hands. And everything. And there, our grandfather, they respected it, coming to the father, they respected it and we respected it. There is nothing, anyone. And guess what? This is still something, this thing to every person. It's still something very vital to every person. And that's part of what you call a golden rule, So what are we saying again? We've talked about names. Your names is important, very important. And it also starts from your Facebook name, your social media name, places you put your name that matters. You don't know who is. Sometimes you don't even know what is keeping you. Sometimes they don't even know why things haven't been happening. Sometimes that because real people that matters connect with real people. Real people connect with real people. You see that? We have our this image, and then the image on our this is a white image, and no, it doesn't work like that. And we track you, we cannot see anything about you and all of those. Real people don't waste time with this. Real people connect easily with real people. So these are part of our identities. Some of us, like we said, we didn't know, but when you know that, get that. We see our children bearing some kind of name, you'll be like, are you for real? It is in our duty, right, to connect with this person, but we cannot be answering opposite or kwashina and then want them to go and answer okay kembafo. No, it starts from us. Identify with who we are. And another thing that is important again, our food, our delicacies, all those things, introduce those things to them. Cultural differences is either you are who you are or you become like you fall no place. Be who you are or fall no place. So let us don't think maybe we can now turn and become the yellow version of it. Does not. No, who you are is that original. You cannot fall here, and the here cannot fall here. Every of diversity, every of all these things are beautiful. Just be better version of where you fall. Connect with your identity. It starts with your name. Your food, we are blessed with a lot of great food, and then we choose to be doing all the processing food and all of those and all of that and all of those. You know, let's go back, connect with a lot of things, because some things we go through now, many things we go through now, when we look deep, we see that the error starts from us. I'm not saying sachet water and all of those are not good, but those things have there are criteria to those things, but it's not something I will start teaching here. You know, however, we can still go get a particular pot, maybe separate, invest in health. So get back, because before we had this pot, you know, clay pot, and go back. You can get just one particular pot, you know, the water you drink, cook, boil the water, and then after that, allow it to cool. Don't put it in a plastic right away. Allow it to cool, and then get those waters. You know, if you're not going to freeze them, you can now go ahead, like big families, you know, you find some gallons and all of those, you know, get that into them, then do it. You know, you all can make it. And then when you are turning it, there is this filter. After that, you know, wash it, you know, allow it to dry, okay? Safeguard it, put it in a good place. When you get it again, use warm water, rinse it, and do. There are things we neglect, you know, because many often people really don't care about you. It is you connecting who you are and be able to do that. Yes, you know, some sachet water, this thing, they are great. So okay, these I'm just, you know, like giving some instances, but there are other things we can do. You know, even some people that will buy those this thing, they will keep it in like hot, like in a hot place where sun will be beating on those, and you know those things are made of you know, this PVC, like the plastic bag, plastic that's waterproof, you know. And some of them are not, you know, there are a lot, and even there are a lot. Like I said, I'm not just getting into that, okay, but I'm just telling us, connecting back to who we are, it will save us a lot. Not just reviving, like getting back to exactly who we are, you know, it will save us a lot, overall, a lot. Your name is part of your identity. Why connecting this? Connect this with your kids. Kids, why connecting this? They will have something to pass down. They're gonna have something to pass to the next generation. Okay, but when we don't do all of those things, guess what? It's gonna end there, and that's what we call loss of identity. It's like a dog. You leave a dog and the dog don't know the whereabouts. You know, the dog will keep just moving around, and you know, sometimes even become a wild dog. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, you know. So why connecting with this? Let's be conscious of this. Then another thing is our name. Connect with your real name. You know, many of us in school, our kids don't bear our names. At home, they don't bear our name, their native names. They don't. This is part of them, even if they are, because let's connect, like how would they be identified? These are your identity. They are the facts associated with you. These are something like unique, the internalized stuff, you know. And there's also person, there are things that are expected. As an African person, there are things that are expected, right? I look at you, I could tell, yeah, this is not American, this is African American. You know, this is not maybe an Igbo, this is Yoruba. And every tribe, are beautiful. You know, so connect with that. And the why connecting with that, connect with the better version of it, okay? And now we've talked about our names, right? Yes, let's do that. And now language. I don't know, this place, whenever I want to talk about this language, it's a group, like, I don't know. Language. Take it or leave it. If you like, let that child grow up in I don't even know. Many often that child's first language is the mother tongue. If we continue to take this away from them, if we continue to keep this far away from them, if we continue to do this, child, Our own parents, we able to show, we able to, even though they wearing learned, they wearing educated and everything, but they still maintain certain, measures to hand over who we are, that made us to know today, this is where I am from, this is my village, this is the kind of food sometimes I'll be making food here, my kids will be like, how did you learn this, how did you know? But I say, because when I was small, we were taught. It is now up to me, now maybe if I'm making it, maybe because I don't have some access to certain things, right? I will now, that's where the enhancement can now come in. Like I roast yam, the yam giororo for people, yam, the roast, I do it, I still do it here. But instead of using the charcoal and firewood, I use oven, right? Because that's what I have, that's what is available, for me or to me, right? I still do all those, you see those, although I do it, you know. This plantain I talked about, I still do them. You see our yam, the yam we cut, the new at a time. Like we say, we continue to lose certain things. Growing up, we know that we will wash the back of yam, right? And they wash it and then cook it like that, right? Now, becoming adult, we will now peel everything and now cook yam. Guess what? Go do some research. And these people, we are not aware, they didn't have all this knowledge. Our parents and all of those did not have those knowledge. But guess what? Do you know that cooking yam with the bag has a very vital advantage? And one thing with me, I am an intentional person. I don't do things without reason. Before, growing up and all of that, parents, they will cook with a fish head and everything, right? And at a time, I have arrived, from school, I stopped eating, fish this. Even at a time, everybody, they will trash it and do all of those. But my mom doesn't joke with it, right? All these elderly, they don't. So when you cook, you just separate it, they will serve them. Guess what? It was during research that I actually found out that this omega-3 we talked about, we want fish oil, we want, is actually from fish head. And I am very good at implementation. You see, when I have my findings right, I practice. I can even write something to guide me. There is this me. Because it can't happen automatic for you to do that, something you haven't done, I have to find a reminder, I have to do. I started. Guess what? That's how I got back from eating fish head, and remember the day my husband, so he was looking at me like, like, and the one day I was like, you didn't ask me why this. He was like, he kept like wondering, like, this. And then now he was like, oh wow, okay, you see that. Like I said, I am a person, I live anything, even if it warrants me, write it down and start ensuring I implement it. And I called my family back home, and then all my brothers' wives, that was like, everybody was just shouting. They were like, we are trying. I said, yeah, we have to go back to old school. That millennium we came from, the Gen Zs, they are trying to confuse us. I said, we got to go back. And now they started implementing it. Yes. We buy, I know how much, we invest in omega-3. You do, not knowing that those things were trash. That's where the cocoa. And I asked, loss of identity. Now, coming to that of yam, right? And when we now arrived, we now started doing the opposite. It is still during research, okay? Because sometimes when you look at, this one, you see, original remains original, it doesn't fade. You get back. You get back. You get back. You get back. All these, some of the things we take for granted, all these glyphs, although, we see their importance. Some of us don't even like a ginger, although some of us, this smells this. But those are phytonutrients. That's if you go to buy all those like roots, how you understand what it is. But we have it here. And we can actually make those things, fresh ones, and store them and all of those. And then the dried one can just be an emergency, or maybe if you run out, you know. So what are we saying again? That yam, okay, because the yam actually contains sugar, right? Natural sugar, anyways, okay, the starch and this, right? But guess what? That back of the yam, right, actually absorbs some of the sugar contents of the yam. You see? So that what we just have to do is just, like what I do here now, here, I will just wash the back of the yam I got from African store, right? With salt, like, wash it very, very, very well. And I do it and cook it, the slice the way, I do my, this thing, my, yeah, I cook it like that. If it's actually, honestly, it even tastes better, okay? But other than that, this is another aspect of it. This is another benefits of that, So what are we saying? Getting back to who we identity. Identify with who you are. The good aspects of it, okay? Because we still know, okay? Yeah, there are some, maybe, some that needs enhancements, like improvement. We improve, like I said, back home then it's just you wash yam, whoa, right? You cook it. Even after cooking it, you will still see some stuff from it. But here, I will wash it that if you bring it, it's still crystal clear. So it's just enhancement. You do, you add more values to that. But getting back to who we are is vital. It is important. Our names, our children. And another thing I want to share here, sometimes why our kids may not identify with the names is because many a times we don't tell them the meaning of their names, and we don't tell them the story around their names. I've shared with you all here my name and the how come my name, how my name, and I love it so much because that stuff my father talks about it, right? What happens and everything. I identified with it, and when I do things, I was like, okay, this is actually, where my name goes, right? I'm now becoming more intentional, more intentional to actually live that my name, that my identity, to expand it. Let me use it that way, to expand that my identity. Oluchi, work of God. Right? And your name here is Ogechi, right? Ogechukwu. Chi, again, I've said is God, okay? Chukwu is still God. How do you connect with Ogechi? Do you actually like encourage people with your name? Do you encourage people, your kids, people around you, all these things with that name as that identity? What is the story about around it? Did you tell the kids? And when giving it to theirs, right? Are you making sure there is this thing attached to that name? Tell them, let's tell them more about it, because name is very important. Name is very vital, highly vital. Our real name, our real names, they are very vital. Blessing. Are you associated with that blessing? Are you a blessing to? Are you intentional about that name? Are you living it? Are you that blessing to any person, that people around you? Are you living it? I'm not like, okay, names that comes to me, I don't even know names that comes to me. I'm not picking on any person, okay? I'm just dealing with names that comes to my face, okay? And if that name for people outside, okay, if the name, yes, they may not understand, but tell them, I shared with you all the name I gave my child, right? We explain the name, the meaning of the name. That's where it starts from. The meaning of the name. And when we are giving people name, when we're giving these children name, let's not, be positive with the names. so that is something they can prophesy on a daily, something they can call, because this is something they will bear for their lifetime, you know. Just like in the Bible about is it Jabez, right? After the mom went through everything and then now named the child pain, Jabez and all of those. And everything around this boy until the boy, that name has to be changed. He has to even cry out, change my, all of those, all of those, all of those, So let's still be careful with the name. Yeah, even if you went through it, then instead of giving that pain, you can actually do it, name it in your dialect as victory. I went, I saw, be this thing with names and they give them things, stories, something they can hold on that will make them actually not even wanting to lose that name, and let's start on time. Speak your language in your days. No matter how you try to do it, English remains our second language. Even me, right? I'm trying to balance my, what do you call it? But even here, sometimes I shared with you where I wanted to talk to someone and I started speaking. I was like, are you for real? Right? And then I will come here, you'll try to, still balance the neutral, get it there, right? Because if you say it the same way, they will not hear it. So in all of those. However, that's, if I'm gonna say Chiagozie is Chiagozie, right? Now, if I'm gonna tell someone here, if you say Chiagozie, what is Chigozie? Because that's G, we know is Ago, but their own is go, like English go. So you gotta, do all these things, right? In order to balance them. Okay, so when we are giving those names, please, let's try to explain to our kids the meaning of the names and why they should hold on to the names. Some of them will come be Apes, you can't even pronounce all these, kids' name and all that. Let's help them. Let's create that awareness of identity. And there's some people that will say, oh, my child doesn't like this, is is only noodles. A child, a small child, even when you start, when kids is a story of another time, when introducing kids to meal, you give them time to actually adjust. During that transition, you give them time. Studies will even tell you you should try food not less than 2 weeks before you can say, this food has a particular thing and all those. But we come, boom, boom, and then we end up, no, it doesn't like this. I tell you all, my kids eat every of our African delicacies. If I cook them, if I have 10 of them, if I have 20 of them, they eat 20, including the whatever there are some that will be eating. You will be them like pursue. Oh, I say, okay, it's not this one, you're not gonna eat because no, I will eat it. And all of those. If I make it 10, if I know it 20, if I know it 50, any number I know and I prepare that is all round because we started on time. It's part of that intentionality, So it wasn't automatic. And we're enjoying the whole stuff now. The other time they were sharing how they were playing outside and they have to, one, has to talk to the brother something. And now he said, we spoke Igbo, So instead of doing this, that has to speak something. And they got it and they took action or whatever the decision they were, was like, oh, they got all those, So connect with your identity, who you are. And while connecting with who you are, let's connect our kids with who they are. Even the, the Gen Z, all these adolescents and all, get them, sit them. The ones on Facebook, see their names, because again, real people and people that matters connect with real people. They may be missing opportunity. If I'm gonna do certain things and if name is number one. Name is number one. Is either is real or is real. I'm not figuring out those. And I know a lot of people do. I've been opportune to have training, couple and multiple trainings with a very phenomenal, professional people and all of those. And I know some criterias, nobody don't even waste their second with certain things. And part of them is your name. If people cannot pronounce it, or you call it people, you can write it, or someone say your name, you'll be like, okay, it's okay. Like you can shorten it, it's okay, you know. And then if someone cannot, if you can't pronounce, you can ask the person. Here is easy for them. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Oh, how do you write that? Oh, how do you say that? And they'll say you tomorrow, they will say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I can't remember. How do you say that again? You know, they'll be like, you say, you know, it's not me. Oh, okay, say that again. I don't want to mess with it. You say, whatever I ask, don't get angry. I don't, you'll be, oh, you're good. You see, it's okay. It's not something, you know, they are used to, they are this, I'm there. And it takes time they will get that. Sometimes they might be like, okay, I'm gonna get something that will make me to remember that. And will we be angry? No, no, you know. So who we are matters. Connect with who you are. Who you are is your identity. Anything contrary to who you are, it is loss of identity, loss of who you are, loss of real you. That will now go from real you to borrowed you. And that is why many of us, you know, keep making a lot of mistakes, certain mistakes, in trying to borrow who they are not. If your body size is being done a particular way and you are adding it to a particular way, I tell us, especially with all these surgeries, give it high years, 5 years. You will even be maintaining it, but give it 5 years, everything will fall. Will fall. The Nigeria say Yakata, right? And you have to go in again, or everything will get messed up. Hold the original. However, work on the original. Hold the original. Work on the original. Michael, you know, Jackson, may he so, you know, continue to rest. Trying to do a lot of this and a lot of that. At the end of the day, you know, it was what it was. Completely like, did it like when I listened to his interview, there was a time he was like, he doesn't, when they were like, how do you feel when you look at the mirror? He was like, I don't bother. And there was a time he was like, I don't let no one in the compound, and all of those, right? If God gives you our own kind of nose, you think I don't know. I know. I love it. And if it goes off here, I will be completely a different person. And this is the original. And this will remain here. And take this off. No, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Okay? Whatever being given to you, take care of it. But be who you are. Take off who you are. Take off who you are. Take off who you are. You wouldn't want it. And don't allow nobody, you know, talk you down and all of those for who you are. You know, some people have this tribal this. These things are associated with this. Yes, I know by now, you know, maybe they must have adjusted it, maybe it's small or none. But if you have any, if there is any you have, okay, it wasn't your fault. It was maybe a particular thing they used to do, you know, identify and all of those, you know, it's okay. It is okay. Just looking at you, I could tell if this person is so place. You know, you could tell if this person is so place. There are some things you don't have. Who we are, we embrace. Who we are, we embrace. But if we are doing it instead of, because that's how much they know, right? Instead of just that, you know, big ones, we can shorten it. But don't allow any person to like use something you have no control over and all of those talking them. No, 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 no. Their opinions end where it starts. You know, one of these days, there is one topic we'll talk about. One of these days, there is one topic so that when people talk down or not, we know, we can know that it is not your problem. It is not about you, but it's just their ignorance. Unfortunately, you know where you know who to pity. You shouldn't be on the pity side, but who you pity for that lack of knowledge, for just ignorant. But that's a different thing. Anyways, we're bringing it to the, you know, end of the program. Like we said, that we encourage everyone, any place you find yourself, if you already make the mistakes, you know, still see a way to, you know, start adjusting it. Okay. And be real you. Connect with who you are. Those factors, the values are important. The values are important. Those values, if you lose, those values are the things. And that's why you see some parents trying for during marriage for the rights to be done, or when we make those mistakes, they don't find it funny because they don't want that, you know, vital, that those values to be off. Many often When there are no morals and values, the world becomes Sodom and Gomorrah. Is that what it is? Okay. So thank you all. Thank you for joining. And like we said, I didn't know I could make it to this place. But we thank everyone. Okay. Continue to be the best version of yourself. Together we can continue to give life a meaning. Our official this thing is there again. Our official account is there. Okay. Work of mercy. We call on every person. I cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. Okay. And this thing that happens, I will be the people first choice. I should not be your first choice. I shouldn't. I shouldn't be your first choice. And there's sometimes when people come to me, I am this person. Okay, one time is enough. When people come to me, if it is something I'm led, I will react. Sometimes you may not come to me, I will react. But if you come to me, come to me, come to me, you repel me. That's my personality. You will repair me. That's natural one. You will repair me. Yes. You're gonna chase me out. And unfortunately, I cannot do it because you want me to do it. That's another thing. Yeah. Life of purpose, remember what we say. Yeah. You do it like, is that passion? You do it being happy plus. Yes, it's gonna be impactful. If it is impactful, you're not happy after, like you do it and all, like you don't connect with that. No, it's not. And I've been a person that have come a long way with some of all this. So I know my do's and don'ts, I know my boundaries. So but running for some responsibilities and then I'll be the first option, running again, I'll be the first option. Most often you will see me go mute, you know and our admins, people reaching out to you, I think you all still have to help. We all do some trainings and you all know our mission, you all know our vision. I wish I can solve the world problem. I wish I will. However, if God help us to expand more and everything, we will spread hands. That doesn't mean from me. I was still like from me. My is part of it. Yours is part of it. That of the government or the sponsors, they are still part of it. It's not maybe sponsors come, we all run. No, we'll still have to, because onye dị ndụ abi ndị ọ dị mkpa bịara n'iru Chukwu. People that are important and people that feel the importance are people that are doing what we are doing. Okay. The Salah, our Muslim people, the other time I had, they did stuff, but I wasn't able to get on that. So seeing Miss, just like we said, identity, right? Identity. Okay. I can identify her, Miss Aminat, with her name, identity. Let's get her a plate of dinner to say, Mare Kusara. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember that. Okay. But Sarah Marek or something, right? Is just to say happy Salah. Okay. And I hope you all had your good fast and all of those. Okay. So again, this is something we're talking about, diverse. Okay. Having the people in our community, it doesn't mean I'm gonna be Muslim, right? It doesn't mean I'll do this, right? But having the people and if we even have a lot of them and I have the time that very day, though those I don't know how, but it may not be always like often as a tradition. If my spirit just inspire me, I might even just wear their destiny, just come out and support them. Is a support. You don't have to be people, but you can support people, right? So support their celebration. Yes, I can do that. And I have no problem, and my heart is clean, with that. It's supporting their own diversity or their her own beliefs and all of those. It's a choice, but if I feel like, yes, I will. Okay. And again, like we said, let me track again with that same identity. Okay. Miss Grace Saki, it sounds like one. I don't know. It sounds like one. But our Anambra admin, check if Miss Grace is, Muslim, please. Let's equally, gift her a plate of dinner of 3,000 to say happy Salah. Okay. I don't know another person I have here. I don't know another person I have here, but if not, I'm trying to see our Muslim family. Okay. Okay. I think that's the two again based on identity, right? These are the people I identified with based on identity. Well, uh, okay. Well, these are the two names that I'm able to identify with. Let me go all the way back and see. Okay. Is she here now? Is she here on live? Okay. Miss Omowomi Onanunga. Okay. So let's also do that. She's a Muslim. I can't find her, but let's also do that. Okay. Yes, I see Hawa Lawel Oluwa. I don't know. Many often I'm not actually names. I don't know. I don't know if this person. I'm a Muslim. Your name, yes, I identify you. However, Paul, I know, Barnabas, I know who are. I'm not a gay guy too, you know. But anyways, okay. Cole so far Sadiq is a Muslim. Okay, so let's do that. But I can't see her here. I'm doing it based on the people here on the live program because that's their luck. Okay. So what will happen? Admins, please, so that I don't keep you all waiting. Okay. Just go through here and see the Muslim of Paul I know, Barabas I know. Okay. So for the who are what. Anyways, thank you all. I really feel a lot relieved having this program. Okay, but it hasn't been easy, it hasn't been easy, but I thank God for everything. Okay, Miss Grace Saki says she's a Christian. For that honesty, let's still gift her that dinner. Thank you. Okay, I connect so much with truths, so let's still give her, thank you for identifying, that. Okay, well, thank you. I'm the happy Salah to you all. I'm the entire community. From me to you all. Have a wonderful weekend.